Lena. Time to pay and leave. Lucas' voice scraped across my eardrums like a rusty knife. The moment I heard it, the silver fork in my hand clattered against the fine china plate. The medium-rare steak on the plate was still steaming. Yet my heart felt drenched in ice water because I remembered clearly that in my previous life at this very moment, I was sitting in this Michelin-starred restaurant, watching Lucas and Chloe exchange furtive glances across the table. Completely unaware that this was the final trap they had set for me 3 months later, I would be crying over the phone to Lucas, pouring out how my mother had died unexpectedly. My father was lying in the ICU after a sudden cerebral hemorrhage, and the company had been maliciously acquired and driven into bankruptcy. But the first words he cut me off with were a sneering, cold laugh. Lena, why are you dumping all this garbage on me? Your mother died so tragically, your father is barely hanging on. Your company has collapsed. Have you ever considered that all of this is your fault? His voice was like a needle dipped in poison, piercing my already bruised and battered heart. I cried until I could hardly breathe, my throat clogged with a bitterness like blood, only to hear him continue. Look at yourself now, your face is sour as a ghost, your acne scars worse than the surface of the moon. I can hardly bear to look at you anymore. Let's break up. You've already brought death to your family. If I stay with you any longer, you'll be the next to die. After saying that, he hung up abruptly. Immediately after, his profile pictures turned grey on Weibo, Weibo, Douyi and every social media platform. Like an orphan abandoned by the world, I curled up in the empty living room, until my trembling fingers finally dialed close video call. She was my best friend, and I thought she would comfort me, but in the video, Chloe, whose face had once been covered in acne scars, now looked as smooth as a peeled hard-boiled egg. She covered her mouth quietly, but her eyes held a gleam of triumph I couldn't quite grasp. Lena, how did you let yourself get into such a state? A woman must love herself, you know. Look at me. Suddenly, two familiar figures flashed past on the sofa behind her. The Winters. Chloe's parents, who were supposedly hospitalized last week with severe pneumonia requiring isolation treatment, how could they be in her living room? Stunned, I asked, your parents are out of the hospital. In the next second, Chloe's face twisted into the visage of a demon. Lena, what do you mean by that? Are you wishing my parents had died in the hospital? How could your heart be so black?